All right, so now that we have a main idea for the second part of our drop, I am going to add the sub bass underneath, and then after that we will bring in those background elements to kind of make it sound like an actual track, sound a bit more full, and just overall better. So let's start by finding the sub. So here's my sub track. So I'm just going to start with one region and bring this over here. And if you're listening, well, I'd recommend that you listen with headphones that can produce the sub bass frequencies, but you can hear that right now it's off. I mean, maybe an experimental musician would think that's cool, but I like to have my sub bass be lined up with the actual bass synths that I design. So if I mute this for a second, it goes. So bow, wow, 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 wow. So this, I'm going to, so let's see, this one would go like that. So it technically goes that far. So I'm going to take this length, which is muted right now, and then make this a little bit shorter. And this one's already a little bit shorter. I might even make these shorter. I want to have that a little bit of that space. And then these ones will be shorter too. And then this next one is just quarter notes. All right, so let's see what that sounds like. All right, that's good. And then this is just a copy. Luckily for this track, mapping the sub bass is super easy. For some of my other tracks, like my bass house tracks, where I like kind of change the note a little bit more, it's much more fun, aka much more work to do it. Anyway, so I got this. So dot da 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 da. All right, that's pretty easy. I just have to do that one once. So, and I know that one is, if you break it up into, there's 6 little sections in half of the beat. So this first one is through, actually, I'm going to go back because why reinvent the wheel when I don't need to? So I'm going to delete these and I'm going to keep this note right here. And then I know this is my last note, so I just have to put one right here, like that. Let's see how that sounds with, all right, that sounds great. So now I'll copy that. Cool. All right. That's just a copy of this one, the exact same thing. All right, and then this first part's the same. All right, so that's just 6 there. And even though the pitch goes up, sometimes I'll have the sub bass of the pitch go up. Well, let me try it. I don't love that, but it's easy to try. Much easier than my flex time debacle from earlier. Ooh, that might work. I don't think so. Just hitting Command Z to get that back down. Okay, I think that's similar to this. All right, and the way that, so even though I have the rhythm the same way, but the way that this sounds, maybe not this one. No, not that one. This one. Like, It's like wow, wow. So this is almost like its own noise. So if I go back to the sub bass, I almost want to treat this like a triplet. So I'm going to delete this. Wait, what did I do? Oh, I muted this. All right, that works perfect. Or almost. Let me change that. And the truth is, the rhythms here aren't going to be that noticeable. I just think it sounds a little bit better than if you just have like one drone of a sub bass. And some people do that and they still can make great tracks, but I just think it sounds a little bit better. And all these minor tweaks that we make that you might say like, oh, is that really worth it? Each individual one, maybe not, but the more and more minor tweaks that you make to make the track a tiny bit better, over time, your track will sound a lot better. So anyway, let's see. All right, I'm going to copy this one, even though I know that's not totally the case. 1, 2, 3, da 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 da. So. All right, so I'm going to move this over here, da, 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 and then da, 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 da. Da. All right, so I need to delete these. Put this back over here. One and then just drag this to finish it. Da-da. All right, there we go. I'm just listening to some of these basses. They're gross in a good way. All right, and that's the same as this. So. So this is the same as this with some tweaks at the end. All right. Da 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 da. And then just one last drone. All right, let's listen to it with the sub, and it just sounds so much better with the sub bass. This is bass music, so it's of course going to sound better with the sub. All right, so we've successfully gotten the sub bass for the second part of our first drop. Next is our background elements.